Most people think buying 100 layers will give them 100 eggs daily. That's wrong. If you also thought 90 eggs daily, that's also wrong. But that's why you clicked on this video, and I'm going to tell you exactly how many eggs you're going to get daily when you buy 100 layers, either day-old chicks or point-of-lay birds. Hi, I'm Carlos, guide at Secret Layers, a poultry education platform that teaches you how to start and run a layer poultry farm profitably. And in this video, I'm going to make you wiser than 99% of the people in the whole world. Stick with me. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and hit that like button. Now let's assume you buy 100-day-old layer chicks. So let me take you through the process from day old to the point you start collecting your eggs, and show you exactly how many eggs you're going to get every day. By the way, this also works for point-of-lay birds, so don't worry about that if you're planning on buying point-of-lay chicken. Number one, you have to brood your chicks, and so during the period of brooding, some of them are going to die. I'm sorry about that, but it's the truth. So how many are going to die? According to the standards, if you properly brood your chicks and you take care of them well, you expect mortality rates of around 5%. So 5% of 100 birds, that's 5 chicks. And that leaves us with 95. Now, even though brooding is the most sensitive and the period where most chicks die, the percentage can also be the same for point of lay, especially considering you don't know where the birds came from. You don't know whether they were brooded well, you don't know whether they were given the correct or all the vaccinations. So let's just choose 5% also for point of lay. So 100 less 5, we have 95 birds left. Then 2 comes to the laying percentage of the birds. This is variable, but the accepted standard in the layer poultry industry is from 75% to 90%. Of course, you can get 95% lay rate, and you can get way less than 70% laying rate. And this is dependent on the health of your birds, the type of feed that you're buying, and the general well-being of your chicken. So for you, assuming you're a beginner, let's use 75% laying rate. And remember, we had 95 birds left, so 75% of 95 birds is correct, 71%. I see you're good at math. Now remember that we have used 75% laying rate. If we go to 85%, how much is 85% of 95? Correct, you guys are amazing. That's 80 eggs daily. And what if we increase the percentage lay rate to 95%? How many eggs do we get daily? Amazing! 85 eggs daily. That's why I love you guys. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to use 75% laying rate. So 71 eggs daily. But that's not the end. We have one more thing to consider, and that is miscellaneous losses. Remember, depending on the conditions of your farm and your chicken house and how you are managing your farm, some of the eggs may be broken. You might destroy them or break them as you're collecting them, or the chicken might eat them. And you could also get a certain percentage of deformed eggs or bad eggs, something of that sort. So we also need to account for that percentage, because you are not going to sell deformed or broken eggs to anybody. At least you're going to eat those for breakfast or lunch or supper. So for that, the standard that I like to use is 2% for a farm that is properly managed. So now, from our 100 birds, we had 95 left after mortality, and we had 71 eggs per day from a 75% lay rate. So now, excluding the 2% miscellaneous losses, how many eggs are we supposed to assume will be broken? One last math question. What's 2% of 71? You're right, it's 2 eggs. So 71 less 2, that gives us 69 eggs. And that's the number you should expect to get from buying 100-day-old chicks or 100 point-of-lay chicken. So you see the difference? All the way from 100 eggs to 69 eggs. Big shock, which most people don't know, by the way, and now you are among the 1% that knows it. Why don't you subscribe right now? Now, one last thing before we continue, I would also like to give you some tips on how you can improve and increase the number of eggs that you collect from your 100 hens daily. So 1, ensure proper management of the farm. Vaccination, biosecurity, all those things need to be taken care of and accounted of. And 2, which is probably the main factor, give your birds the right quantity and quality of feeds. Don't go around chasing cheap feeds, which end up hurting your production rate and finally end up giving you less money. So focus on quality feeds and give your birds the right quantity. That's all you need to consider and focus on. Now, if you want to learn how you can start and run your layer poultry farm profitably, I have a free layer poultry farming guide. This over here. You can get it at secretlayers.co.ke, and I'll leave a link in the description. So it has the 6 simple steps that you can take in order for you to start and run your layer poultry farm profitably. I compiled this based on what I have learned and what I have done so far. And it's a good guide, and I'm sure it's going to help you, and we're going to learn a lot from it. It's not long, just a short, simple and practical guide. Make sure you check it out. Check this other video where I explain the things you have to consider when deciding on the number of birds you want to start with, and I give you my personal recommendation. Plus, let me know in the comments how many eggs you'd love to be collecting daily. If you found value in this video, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos that will be coming out every week. Bye bye.